But I really want y'all to come back and look at 5 little words with my man right here. These words, in being like really smart. He wrote that. Why you sitting up here talking like Jack Black and Jumanji?
I can't even with this place.
Inside the man is living a 13-year-old girl. So we got a lot to do today. So look, gave y'all a little bit of pre-show. You know, we kept you healthy today, gave you some health tips, and we're even selling you something that you can't get nowhere else, such as the jerseys, the caps, the tank tops. We got other designs right there. I love that logo on the Double Toasty Approved shirt. I love that. Of course, my favorite is the black tee with the white logo. Go to dtmerch.com. Now, let's switch a little bit. I told you, Martin, we talking about movies. You know, we even talked about health, keeping people fit and nice out there.
I think that's the show.
No, Martin, because not being like, well, yeah, you know, be nice if they just, well, it would be nice if they just stopped, you know, before somebody come in here and just ruin it with politics. Oh, but I got to, because for the last few days, everybody's been saying, man, you got to get that book that's out, The Fire and Fury. Fire and Fury, the book about Trump up there in the White House and the craziness that's going on in there. So I actually went ahead and got it. And I just got it. So I'm not that far into it. But I've made a little dent in it. And I'm reading this, man. And there's so many feelings going through my head while I'm reading this book. But the most prevalent thing with this is that the whole time I'm reading this, it reminds me of a book that I read not too long ago.
The Disaster Artist.
I did not hit her. Bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not.
Yeah, man. It is frightening that Tommy Wiseau is practically our president right now. You have a paranoid, delusional man with a lot of power and a lot of money that he put himself into that position of power. And for some reason, people want to follow this man to whatever disaster he's leading them into because he has no fucking clue. This shit is parallel. Almost. It's so
According to this book.
According to this book. And I'm going to get into that too. Because you got to go by the book. Even then, the book is entertaining. Shit, I said get James Franco to play Trump. Said, why not? You know, because I even said that the Disaster Artist. The book and the movie are almost two different things.
Right.
But I'll be goddamn it, that book is not entertaining, man. That book is, so far, I mean, it's just the fun. For something that could potentially be so tragic, that book is a fun read so far. Inside the Trump White House. Fire and Fury. It's your bookstore today, and you can download it on your iBooks or your Kindle. That's how I'm reading it on the iBooks. Read on my phone every night.
Because books are too old-fashioned for you.
Man, I told you, man. Books. Who's doing books? Paper? I wipe my ass with paper. I don't read paper. Yeah, man, I'm a kid of
You wipe your ass with paper? You don't have those $5,000 toilets?
I know.
That shoots a jet of water up your ass.
And then watch, once phones go out of style and we just have stuff streamed to our head. Phones? I wipe my ass with a phone. No, I really do. There's an app for it. I wipe. But, yeah, man, it's funny. Yeah, it does feel like we really do have Tommy Wiseau as president, except Tommy Wiseau actually delivered on something. You know?
Okay, fair.
At least he gave us a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all ain't got that wall yet, do you? And a whole lot of other things. Now, you are right. This is a book written by one perspective. This is written by the author. This is Michael Wolff. That's him right there. I look at him with them lips look drawn on. My man got a Mr. Potato Head thing on. He does. Look at him with them glasses on. All you gotta do is put a pipe in his mouth. I'm not trying to talk about my man that bad. He's a stylish guy. He just got a crazy looking face. But I'm not saying it's bad. He look like them old women when they draw lines. For some reason, you ever seen an old woman when they draw a line around their lips?
Sure.
It look like they got cartoon lips.
Right.
Now say what you will about the man. He's a fine dresser. Give you that much. Got style. And the other thing with him is that he knows how to spin a narrative. And some people might even say, well, that's exactly what it is. It is a narrative.
Yeah, because he's had plenty of controversy himself.
No, he has. And I don't want to come out again and defend Trump. Because this is from one perspective. Mm-hmm. And you can't really go in and take that, man. Because I had my doubts about this from the beginning. This guy, the way he's... I mean, if you really think about it, I'm just being fair. There's a lot of people who don't like Trump, understandably. I'm openly one of those, one of millions of people who don't, for lots of justified reasons. But I'm not going to look for anything to put the man down just so I can just, have a rallying crowd against him.
Well, sure. It's something Dave Chappelle said. It's when you don't like somebody, everything they do to you is wrong.
Yeah. And look, I mean, and everything Trump does,
But
a lot of
I
things
have
he
yet
does.
to find something he's done that I felt was right.
And everything he does is wrong.
And I've tried to be fair and look at it from different angles. Because I was like, I don't want to be just so negative that I blind myself to the truth. But I was like, come on, there's got to be something.
Brother Trump. I'm probably one of the people out there. I'm probably one of the people that dislikes you the most, that defends you the most, because I try to be fair. I'm one of those people that really does not like you, and I'm always trying to be a fair man.
I actually did find something the other day.
What's that?
How he's always claiming fake news, and we blow it off. Because it's like, yeah, of course you say that because they're telling the truth and you don't like it. But it has been proven that CNN and MSNBC at times have delivered fake news on him.
Yeah, no, CNN, I don't.
And when they have whatever, the fake news stuff they say about him is big, and the retraction is this little.
No,
And it's the cable news cycle.
Oh, yeah.
They know their audience and they want to play up to them.
And I'll tell you right now, CNN and Trump got beef. They going at each other like a couple of rappers. So when you see a CNN article about Trump, look, chances are it's probably true that he did something shitty. But if you're reading CNN, understand that they got a bias.
Yeah.
They looking to right, because they're like, oh, you want to talk some shit.
Right.
All right, we can talk shit too. And every time they can get a chance to jump on Trump, they gonna write the first article, not because it's true, not because they just want to fuck with Trump.
Right. But when he says it about the Washington Post or the New York Times, I'm like, nah, you need to sit down.
Yeah. No, right now, shut the fuck up. But no, I'm trying to defend you, man. I'll even go as far as to say some of the things that he said about immigration has had slight positive effects. For one, it's cut down on the what do you call them, the coyotes. The people that
take advantage of
take advantage of people. That has cut down in numbers. Now, whether I can say that was his intention, that's a direct cause, I don't know. But that has been the case with some of the policies that have been in there. That's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about his book and the things they say about him. This man, Michael Wolff, kind of dubious the way they said that he did it, because he said it's almost scary if he said it went down the way he said it went down. He said, man, I went in there and asked if I'd write a book. And they said, yeah, go ahead, write a book.
Right.
Just like that. Yeah, man, write a book. Sure. And he said, and I was waiting for people to tell me, to invite me to things. And I would just hang around. And, I got to a point where, I didn't get an official pass. They just never told me to go away. He said, it's kind of like if you behind Jay-Z when they go into the club and you just mixed in with his entourage and nobody caught you.
Uh-huh.
If the White House is letting people in and they just hanging,
Right.
There's something wrong with that, even for Trump's cabinet. So I'm beginning to think, like, I don't know if I trust this or not. So I'm kind of reading this book like I would read Game of Thrones or something,
Well, it does seem like he was legitimately there.
Yeah.
And he's got tapes.
Okay, and he swears, he's like, look, I'm telling you, this is the way it went down. So, hey, look.
He's been accused of doing shady shit in the past. And even people who don't like him, like, yeah, he's shady, but it looks like everything he's writing in his book is true.
Okay. And that's where I get to this point where I said, man, I'm trying to be fair, and I have my doubts. But then your boy started with them tweet.
Oh, I know.
He started putting them tweets out. The tweets that he put out, they started out as the normal Trump tweets, which that's kind of scary on his own. When his least crazy tweets we now think are normal, because they came out. I authorized zero access to the White House. Actually turned him down many times for author of phony book. I never spoke to him for book. Full of lies, misrepresentations, and sources that don't exist. Look at this guy's past and watch what happens to him in Sloppy Steve. Of course, talking about Steve Bannon.
Yeah, he's always got to throw an adjective on
Yeah, there he goes with them nicknames. To President of the United States on my first try. I always got to brag too. My first time doing this. He says, I think that would qualify as not smart but genius, and a very stable genius at that. Michael Wolff is a total loser who made up stories in order to sell this really boring, untruthful book. He used Sloppy Steve. Old Sloppy Joe Steve.
That's his thing. If I say your nickname enough, everybody will say it.
Yeah, Sloppy Steve with the sauce. Sloppy Steve Bannon.
Can I order one of those? I'm hungry.
Yeah, it ain't Sloppy Joe no more. Sloppy Steve. Hey, they said Sloppy Steve, who cried when he got fired and begged for his job. Now Sloppy Steve has been dumped like a dog by almost everyone. Too bad. And let's back it up now. But you're like, wait a minute, what? That's cool. What was that second tweet? Because that's when I finally started to say, all right, you know what? I'm trying to be fair, but maybe this man has something. Because not too long when that book dropped, then this has been a bad week for his ego, Mr. Trump's ego. Because right after that book dropped, right around the same time, some articles started coming out about this psychiatrist over at Yale who said, you know something, Trump might be crazy. No, legitimately crazy, like mentally ill. Like he might be unstable. And if you look at Dr. Brandy X. Lee on Capitol Hill, she gave a presentation about how this man and some other people, now this might be slight hyperbole, but they say you got a nut job in the White House that might end the human race. And y'all laughing about this shit. This man, we are not joking. This man he could be certifiably ill, mentally unstable. And that's when he came out with them smart tweets. Because that's what
I am smart.
Yeah, I'm a genius.
Matter of fact, I'm a genius.
I'm not smart. I'm a genius. You know, the thing is, and I'm
Einstein
not,
was a dummy and a total loser.
compared to me. I'm a genius. Crazy. I'm stable as fuck. You know. Thing is, if you got to tell people that you're not crazy, you probably are crazy.
Yeah.
If you got to tell people you're a genius, you're probably not. He says, actually, throughout my life, my two greatest assets have been mental stability and being, like, really smart. Cricket Hillary Clinton also played these cards very hard and, as everyone knows, went down in flames. I went from very successful businessman to top TV star to president of the United States on my first try, I must say. I think that would qualify as not smart, but genius, and a very stable genius at that. They called me crazy down in the lab. They are the ones who were crazy. It was funny too because at that moment, because I was thinking the same thing, and I was reading articles because I thought I was being clever. Like nobody thought this, but no, collectively, everybody who read those tweets thought the same thing.
I'm smart, not like everybody says. Like dumb, I'm smart, and I want respect.
What is that?
That is what you, Martin. That's
the Godfather.
That's Fredo.
Okay,
Martin.
Sorry, it's been a while.
He's Martin. Don't disrespect him like that. He's smart. Not like everybody says. And goddamn it, Mark, he wants some respect. Until you forget the great Fredo, the smart one.
That hair, man.
I like the Mark was looking confused, but I guess not everybody thought of it. Because I was like, because that's the first thing I thought of when he said, I'm smart. That's the first thing that went off in my head. I'm smart.
I'm smart.
I'm smart. Voice crackling. You can't come across as smart when you say it like that. I'm smart. Not dumb. I want some respect. It was saying with that hair and that little rat mustache. Fredo from The Godfather. Everybody went off on him. I thought that's one of the most popular lines from The Godfather. It's up there with a lot of them. But everybody knows Fredo. Fredo was he was like older than Michael Corleone. but he was stupid. So Pop, he said, you know what, just put his ass over there behind the bar and let him wash glasses or something. Yeah, man, and people went off on that today. All these people on Twitter were comparing him to Fredo Corleone. I love these. Stop comparing Trump to Fredo Corleone. Fredo was way better at running casinos. The difference between Trump and Fredo, the Corleone family had the sense to bar Fredo from power. Comparing Trump to Fredo does a disservice to Fredo. He's a little more like Carmichael. Now, all these people are going off on Trump, and they're thinking the same thing with that. But I really want y'all to come back and look at 5 little words with my man right here. These words, in being like really smart. He wrote that. he had time to stop and think about that. Why you sitting up here talking like Jack Black and Jumanji?
I can't even with this voice.
Well, you always said he's a 13-year-old girl on Twitter.
I've said that he's the first female president. Yes, he's fucking crazy because he's schizophrenic, because inside the man is living a 13-year-old girl. At first it was the tweets, and then came the nicknames and the name calling, and now it's like putting in every word.
It's funny. It's bad enough to say that, which we all do. But when you write it down,
when you write that,
because you only say because you're stalling to think about what you're going to say next, or you don't want to fully commit to that next phrase. But to write it,
and
you only got 140 characters. Oh, you got to conserve.
Oh
that.
no, Martin. It's like double that now. It's up to 280. You can.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's grown. So
I'm behind.
So Martin, he can put more words in there. You put more likes in his likes. Maybe he is smart. He actually used comments correctly.
There is that.
I tell you, he's smart. He can spell. He knows grammar, and he wants some respect.
Well, I wonder if you'll reach a point in the book where it'll be discovered that there's a person he dictates tweets to. Because they got to be the ones who clear up the grammar and put the commas in where they belong.
Well, I'm beginning to wonder if he has a girl that he hired, some 14, 16-year-old girl that he hired to just write his tweets for him.
What do you think I should say on this?
I don't know. What do you want? This man stopped, not only put in there, but paused everything to put the commas in the correct place to emphasize the word like.
Yeah.
They're
being really smart. So something similar to really smart, but not actually really smart.
No. This man described himself as being smart by saying, and I'm really smart. Some dumb bitch would do. I can't believe that we are living this right here. We are living a comedy sketch.
Except there's no real comedy to it. I mean, we're laughing about it, but it is affecting our lives. And the idea that he's going to end the human race, people are like, oh, come on, stop being dramatic. Because most likely within the 4 or 3.5 more years, or possibly 4 beyond that, it doesn't seem like he could end us. But he's putting in place policies that will, down the line, make things extra hard and possibly end us when he's long out of office.
Yeah, this is I happen to think that when he's gone, I mean, it can't get no worse. I mean, if people...
We said that before.
Well, at this point, I mean, I've been trying to be fair. And at this point, if you really do tell me that you voted for Trump, if you are not regretful for what you've done, I just laugh and just turn away because there's nothing else I can do. There are a lot of people who voted for Trump who just thought that they were really getting some kind of change. Yeah. And that's because you were blissfully ignorant about things. Everybody saw this shit coming, except for those people who really supported him, who were wishing for something else. But those people I have sympathy for. Other people, I just don't need you to be around me, because at this point, those are people who either you just love fanning the flames of the culture wars, which means that you probably have some sort of prejudices or racism inside of you. You're just happy to just have a win, no matter at what cost. So I don't know what to do for you no more, man. I mean, I'm not saying there's any kind of partisan politics. We are dealing with somebody who's in the White House at one way or another, even if he's not mentally ill. Because I will tell you this much, I don't think he's actually that crazy. I think he just doesn't give a shit, and he stands to come very much on top out of this as a businessman.
Yeah, he's him and people around him or people like him do. But what you're seeing is every week there's a new group who's under fire. And it's not like, okay, these people were under fire, now they're not because it switched to them. No, everybody's under fire at some point.
Yeah.
If you sit back going like, man, he's really giving it to y'all, or you liberals got to take it, your turn is coming.
No.
And you can see this happening one by one by one.
Yeah.
You might be somebody who's like, well, I don't know about all that, just so long as I live in this country, or I'm sorry, in this state, and pot is legal, and medical marijuana helps me with my thing, I'm cool. Well, guess what? That's under fire.
Oh, yeah, everything. Unless you are one of the billionaires, or very, very, very high up top millionaires that stand to benefit from some of the things that he's doing. I think he's consciously doing it. I don't think he's as dumb as anybody is putting him out to be. I don't even think he's as crazy. I'm joking about that, but I don't think he's even as crazy. I think he knows exactly what he's doing as far as making a business move and could give a shit less about you. If you think you're getting a tax cut from that tax that piece of tax legislation that he just passed, you saving $40 a month if you're lucky.
Yep.
And that's to be middle class and lower. When it gets to 2025, you ain't getting shit.
Right. There's a limit on how often you even get that benefit.
Yeah.
But the rich guys, they get that forever.
Oh, yeah. No,
and if that doesn't make you mad, then you really have a daddy complex.
Yeah, I feel for you. I really feel sorry for you. But if you're that other asshole that knows consciously what's going on here and you just don't care because you want to win, or fuck all the people don't look like me, then hey, you know what? So be it. I think you're not doing yourself a favor, because at some point this guy's going to actually have people. It was, like I said, it's a big wake up call for a lot of people.
If you're one of those people, I know reading is not what you want to do, but go look up the French Revolution.
Yeah.
I swear, it will scare you to death.
Yeah, I'm laughing, just like everybody else. But this shit ain't funny. It's funny how we're becoming so numb to it now that we think that this is funny. We can make jokes. Because I'll tell you one thing that happened. I was listening to like a musical parody about Trump, and I was like, this ain't funny, because for one, it's tragic, and yet still, the stuff that the real Trump does is, when you can get past the tragedy of it, it's still funnier than anything anybody can do. That's like trying to do a parody of The Room.
Sure. I don't know. I mean, my problem with this book is this one more thing. Even though it's talking bad about Trump, it's still putting him more in the news. And it's a distraction. While this is going on, he's releasing tweets and everybody's talking back and forth about the book and his tweets. He's passing legislation that's hurting people. This is all a big show and smokescreen, while a lot of dirty shit is going on, keeping everybody distracted. And yeah, he'll release a tweet, and Mark Hamill will burn him to the ground with that. And everybody laughs about it. But Luke Skywalker ain't setting policy.
Yeah, he is.
Maybe he is on Dagobah.
Yeah, man. Out there in the galaxy somewhere.
Sure, he might be making Tatooine great again. But Earth is not benefiting from that. And everybody needs to stop patting themselves on the back for their Facebook messages and their tweets and go like, hey, we have to actually do something about this.
Yeah, y'all better wake up. For those who... I know a lot of y'all out there making these tweets and y'all making jokes, and especially when it's voted for them. They're like, I know what I was doing.
I'm smart. I'm like everybody says. Like dumb.
Yeah, you're pretty dumb. You dumb.
I'm sorry. It's been a long time since I've seen The Godfather. Now you just reminded me of that.
Yeah, Martin. You better give this man some respect.
Smart, and I want respect.
He wants some respect, Martin. Remember me. Oh, well. Don't worry about it. Things are like really cool.
But hey, comedy though, right?
Yeah. It's like it's gonna be right, smart, right, okay.
My insurance got taken away, but I can laugh at Alec Baldwin on Saturdays, so that's good.
Yeah.